Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you guys are doing great. In this next video, we're going to do just one more example of how we plot or how we put fractions on a number line. And again, I want to take my time to explain this as best as I can because this is something that's very, very important. And if we don't understand how to put mixed numbers in a number line, we're going to get confused when we start comparing and ordering rational numbers, okay? So here we have 2 1/4, and we have to put 2 1/4 on a number line. Now from the last video, from the previous video, I showed you guys that the denominator of a fraction will tell you how many equal parts or how many spaces there should be between our whole numbers, okay? And so what we're going to be looking at right now is the denominator of this fraction here. We have a fraction here and then we have some whole numbers. So we're going to look at our fraction here, and we're going to use their strategy of no duh, right? How do we know what the numerator is and how do we know what the denominator is? Well, that's easy. We're just going to think of no duh, n telling us that the top number is the numerator, d telling us that the bottom one's the denominator. So if we see our denominator is equivalent to 4, so that means that there should be 4 spaces or equal parts in between our whole numbers. So every single one of these represents our whole number. There's 1 whole, 2 whole, and 3 holes. So we should divide our whole numbers. It should be a total of 4 equal parts, right? Because our denominator is telling us that, in between each whole number. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to put a half here, another half here. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you guys see the 4 spaces? Look, I'm going to do it again so you guys can see them. There's 1 space right there. 1 space, 2 spaces, 3 spaces, and then 4 spaces in between our whole number. We're going to do the same thing over here. That's 1 space, 2 spaces, 3 spaces, and then 4 spaces. Now let's do our last whole number. Let's count them. We got to make sure we get this right. That's 1 space, that's 2 space, 3 spaces, 4 spaces in between each whole number. But now here we have a mixed number. It's not just a fraction. We don't just have to plot 1/4. We have to put 2 1/4 in our number line. So this is probably the easiest way that I could think of when we're plotting numbers. We're going to see our whole numbers as big skips. So I'm going to put here big skips. And we're going to see our fraction as, this is what I mean by the whole number. I'm talking about this. It's going to be big skips. And we're going to see our fraction right here as little skips. Okay? And now that we divided our whole numbers into 4 equal parts, every single line represents a fourth. So in other words, this would be 1/4, then this would be 2/4, 3/4, and then 4/4 or 1 whole, and so on. So if we need to put 2 1/4 on our number line, it means we're going to have 2 big skips. We're going to go from 1 to 2 all the way over here, and then we should have 1/4, 1 little skip. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that together. So 2 big skips. That's 1, 2. So we're done with a 2, and now we just got to put that 1/4 in there. It's going to be 1/4. It would be right here. And again, because every single line represents a fourth, that would be 2 1/4, 2 2/4 or 2 1/2, 2 3/4, and then here over here would be 3. So 2 1/4, we would put our dot right there. And again, we have 2 whole numbers, so we're going to do 2 big skips. So that was 1, 2, and then we have 1/4, which is 1 little skip. And then from here to here is 1/4. So our dot would be right here. Okay? I hope this video helped. If you guys have any questions, please ask me. If you like the video and it's helping you, give me a thumbs up. Let somebody know about it. Let's get the word out. I want to help out as many students as I can. Thank you guys so much.